Welcome to Pour Over Stories, the podcast where two coffee loving, faith filled hosts brew up real conversations about life, faith, and everything in between. We're here to share laughs, life lessons, and a whole lot of coffee as we dive into meaningful discussions on the joys, struggles, and surprises that come with walking through life with the Lord.
Whether you're sipping your morning cup or unwinding at the end of the day, we promise you'll find both humor and inspiration in every episode. So grab your favorite mug, sit back, and join us as we laugh, learn, and grow together. We're excited to share the journey with you.
Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Pour Over Stories. I'm Rochelle.
Lily here. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, didn't think that there. Okay, so today we are talking about.
What are we talking about? We are talking about routine game changers. Now, I'm excited to actually talk about this because we're going to talk about what are some good routines that we have, or maybe some bad routines. So I think that's going to be fun. You'll get to know us much better after Japan. Okay, so routine. So let's probably talk about maybe how our mornings are first, and then we'll talk about other routines. Um, okay, so I start work very early, like crack of dawn, like 6:30 in the morning. So what's important? Coffee. Making sure coffee is ready, and after I have a couple sips, then I'm ready to go and start my day. But there is a process to it, and you have seen this process, and I think we talked about a little bit on a previous episode, but um, when I come into work, this is the kind of person I am. I want to like get settled, put my purse down, start boiling my hot water, my coffee, start turning on the computer, put things away, put my vitamins away in the drawer, put my food in the fridge. Like there's like a little routine that I have. And then once my water boils, then I can start making my coffee. I use my French press.
And this is all on the clock. Just let you know.
Hey, but I'm starting my computer. I'm, opening things up. It's not that I'm just making coffee.
45 minutes.
No, no. Um, and then so I get my frother ready, my coffee's getting ready. Um, yeah, opening up my emails, all these different uh, apps on my computer, and then yeah, okay, coffee's going, food is put away, everything is put away. I have so many things to open at work in my computer. It's like my phone system, my emails, or the way we communicate within our teams, um, our website. It's just so many things I have to open. Spreadsheets, and there is a process, and I put them specifically on my desktop, like on my monitor, like in specific places. Like everybody has their own place and purpose. But yeah. So I'm doing that. Coffee's going. Um, I think it probably takes me, I want to say maybe 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes to get really settled, like uninterrupted. If I'm interrupted,
She has to start all over again. Shut down the computer. Throw out the water.
I'm actually going to leave the building and enter the building again. Carry my purse and
Yeah, very OCD.
I am. I think sometimes I am. And I have learned, especially when you work in an office with other people, is like don't get so um what's the word? Um oh, I can't even think of the word, but like it's okay if people interrupt you. Like you're gonna survive. Your coffee can wait, even though it's getting cold on the desk. Like sometimes I would just tell myself, like, you're gonna be fine.
Surprise.
Yeah, and, like, don't get upset, don't get, all worked up, like, your morning is barely starting, like, everything's gonna be okay. But I really have to tell myself internally. I'll talk about this later in the episode, but especially when I warm up my breakfast, like, I wanna eat my food because 'cause I'm hungry, but then this is my fault. I should take a break and eat it at a certain place where I'm not interrupted, but if I take it to my office, it's gonna get cold, and it takes me about an hour and a half to eat my breakfast because 'cause I'm constantly being interrupted, so, it's the part of the job, I'm here to help and, do my job and serve, and, um so I try not to get too upset about that. But mornings could be a little, you know, rough if
And you're a morning person?
no. I'm not a morning person or a night person.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't thrive in the morning or late at night? It's
No, I mean, after I have my coffee, then I'm okay. I'm functional, but I wouldn't say, "Let's wake up early and do all these things." No, I wanna sleep in.
or would you stay up late?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
This has changed in my 30s.
Wow.
Okay, so that's a little bit of my work morning routine. What about you?
Yeah. So when I was working at 6 a.m., I had about a 30 minutes of peace before Lily came in. It's just kidding. But I'm not a morning person. I'm a night owl.
Oh.
And it's very hard for me. Even if I'm waking up really early, I- I'm not that person who's like, oh, well, I gotta be at work at 6 a.m. tomorrow, so I better get in bed by
Yep.
8:30.
Yep.
Like that's really difficult for me. I- I've just never been wired that way. So it's like early for me, and it's like, okay, I'm in bed by 10. Good enough, you know. And so I come in, I'm not a morning person, so but there is something very sacred about those early morning hours where you drive into work and whether it's summertime, wintertime, the air is cold, is crisp, nobody is on the road really.
Mhm.
It's quiet, and especially that's the benefit about starting earlier than, the average 8,
The
9
call.
o'clock crowd. You can have that time of solace where you can kind of be quiet, gather your stuff, set yourself up for the day.
Yep.
So I do really like that. Be like, every day, like in the morning, and then when I leave, you have those like little routines where it's like you put everything away,
Yep.
and the next morning you take everything out, you get your paper, your scratch
Yeah.
and ship, open up your all your systems on your computer, and then making your coffee, and then if I was so wise in bringing food, which I've been really bad about, that's a bad routine.
I brought food.
With that, she's always been really good at having breakfast. She like always give me snacks like just every day, just like here, throw like a protein bar on my desk. I'm like, bless you, So I wish I was better regimented in making consistent lunches. And your lunches and breakfast were like healthy. It wasn't like Pop Tarts and, like you'd actually have like vegetables and protein and stuff that would like energize you, not like a lot of pastries or donuts, that sort of thing. Um, so it does feel good. And I'm kind of like that too, where I don't like to be interrupted. Like if I'm working on a project or a task, I want to see it through to completion. The only times I like to be interrupted on something is if I don't care about what it is. So if I'm working on, like in school, like a math project
Mm.
that I was just dreading and I'm not good at math, and it's like, I need a break, so I take little breaks. But if I'm invested and I'm good at whatever it is and I'm on a roll, I do not like to be interrupted. Even though I can come back to whatever I was doing,
Mm.
I just don't like being interrupted. It just feels like
Mm.
just like a, I don't know how to describe it, but
Mm.
it doesn't feel good.
Right.
Um, so and especially, being a mom and having that alone time, it was pretty special because it's like, I don't have to, you know, I can just kind of be present with me and not worry about what's going on at home,
Right.
that sort of thing. So, but now that I'm working from home, it's different. So I'm being interrupted all day long. So constantly pressing pause on different things. And so I'm just always have like multiple rods in the fire, you know. So it's not my preference
Well,
to have. I like to finish one thing, but you just can't, toddlers, twin toddlers,
that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So that's kind of work routines, morning routines. But what about like routines that we have right when we wake up, and early in the morning? Me, like 5:15 around there. Which is rough. I Yeah. It's still dark outside. So I'm like, oh my gosh, is it nighttime? What time is it? Is it midnight? Like what time is it?
After time change still?
It's dark.
So it doesn't matter what time of year. It's
Um, no. Because before what time? What time is it? It's spring forward. So before it would have been, yeah. So it's an hour forward. So um it was a little bit light out
but
in the
not
sun,
that much.
but not that much. Anyway, um, so it's pitch dark. So my routine right when I wake up, of course, is brush my teeth.
The second you get out of bed. Is that what you do? I can respect that. And I mean, most of us millennials were checking our phone, doing the best or two.
No. I I don't. Well, I turn off my alarm. I use my phone as an
Yeah,
for my alarm.
I do too.
So I do turn it off. But I don't tend to do that. Um
That's good.
Also because I'm not like really awake yet. I think like washing my face, especially my teeth, really wakes me up. So I don't really do that. So yeah, brush my teeth, get my makeup on, um, and then get ready. I pick my outfit the night before because I don't have time to look through my closet and figure out what am I gonna wear today. Um,
Wow, that's amazing.
so I have to if I don't pick my outfit the night before, I'm late. I'll be late the next morning to work. So I have it ready on the chair, like, this is what I'm gonna wear, these are the shoes I'm gonna wear, so, I just need to do that because there have been times where I'll just stand in my closet and look at my clothes, I'm like, "What do I wear? Nope, that, nope, nope."
Position fatigue.
Yeah.
That's me every morning. See, so if you want to look at the good routines, look at Lily. If you want to look at the bad routines, you could look at me.
No. I'm sure you have some good ones too. But yeah, so I change and then I take my dog potty. I have a dog, and then I feed her, and while she's eating her food, I, like, gather all my things. "Okay, here's my purse, here are my keys, where's my phone." Um, I'm gathering everything, and then I give her treats, and then I leave. Um, that's usually my morning quick routine. Um, yeah, but I really have to have things ready the night before, and maybe I can just quickly talk about that. My night routine has to be it's important for me to have a successful morning because if I don't, you know, let's say I snooze for too long or my dog is taking forever to go potty or um yeah, something happens like or I'm not feeling good or something like it just messes up my morning and then I'm running late and then I feel like I have to drive faster and I'm like, "Oh my, slow down." Like, "No, you're fine." Um but yeah, um a I have to have a specific night routine to prepare me for my morning. I don't know why I need that. What about you?
Wow. We. I wish I could say that I do.
I wrote a book about this, so you guys can check it out. No, just kidding.
No, yeah, I don't. I unfortunately don't have any set nightly routines
Mm.
where, um, you can almost guess what I'm gonna do every night. It's just, oh, it's,
Oh, that's part of the routine.
yeah, spilling, spilling my tea. No, I really wish I had something set in place, like perfect me, or me being aspiring to be a Lily would probably be me, taking time to wind down at night, brush my teeth, take a shower, read a book, and then slowly drift off to sleep. But oftentimes I'm like, go, 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 go until the very last minute. And then it's like, okay, I probably should get in bed. And then I get in my PJs or whatever and brush my teeth, crawl into bed. Um, and then it depends on what the next morning is. Um, sometimes it's just like it's bad. You're taking from the night to give to the morning, but then it's like doesn't work like that. It's like because in the morning I didn't set myself up for success. So now I'm having to, you know, search to find matching socks and an outfit and what am I going to bring to work for lunch. And so you're just kind of scrambling and often cutting corners, like, okay, I didn't have time to do my hair, didn't have time to do makeup, didn't have time to bring breakfast, didn't bring lunch, so it's very much survival mode and that's not a good way. But the times I do pause, I do like when I can get into bed, like when I've made my bed in the morning. This year, I've been really consistent at it. I'm very proud of myself. But there's nothing like climbing into a made bed, clean sheets. It just feels so good rather than just getting into bed with the sheets all messed up and the comforter on the floor, and taking time to read, and then going to sleep instead of just aimlessly scrolling on Pinterest and hoping to fall asleep because I struggle with sleep, like getting good sleep and falling asleep. Um, like my best sleep I get is if like I've been at Disneyland all day
Oh my God.
or at the beach all day in the sun, but I can't do that every day. So I there's very few times where I lay my head on the pillow and I fall asleep. And I'm jealous for people who can do that.
No, yeah, me too.
Takes me a while to
Me
wind
too.
down and then thinking about everything through the day and then what to do tomorrow and conversations at work and this and that and past mistakes and it's just like oh Satan's yellow. So but the times I am regimented, where I meal prep and I have breakfast and lunch, you know, that just feels amazing. So it's like I'm not just drinking coffee on an empty stomach, but I have a good breakfast to tie me over with my coffee. I have lunch waiting for me. It's not a scramble. So,
Mm. It's I think it's interesting because I think that's one of the things that I've had to learn, as you get older, like really taking care of your basic needs, which is kind of crazy to say. Like these are just basic stuff.
simple.
Yeah, yeah. Like drink water, make sure you're eating healthy, make sure you're getting good sleep, make sure you're walking for 30 minutes or whatever. It seems so simple and basic, but it's like something I just like but I need it. I need those specific routines because I need to be, you know, I don't know, like the best version of myself or um sometimes when I feel like I'm getting irritated or something, it's like, well, why am I getting irritated? Oh, I'm tired. I didn't sleep last night or I haven't eaten a good meal or I haven't eaten breakfast yet. It's already noon and I'm already like,
Hydrated.
yeah, and it's like certain basic I have to go back to the basics of like, okay, what does my body need right now? What do I need to be functional? And if I need to step away to like I need to go get food or I need to go for a walk and clear my head because I'm so stressed out. It's like these basic things, but they're so um they're they're necessities, like, we need them, but it's like when you're in your 20s, like, you don't even think about those things or, when you're young, you're like,
You're living your life on the edge. You're
"Oh,
sharing.
eat out every day."
Let me pull up a verse, but
Oh.
um, it it is um interesting that I think we make life so much harder
Hmm.
than it has to be. And I feel as women, we have it extremely hard because we have hormones to combat, on top of just life and challenges and stuff like that. So that can really, I feel like, mess with so much and distort reality sometimes. And like, I've learned that too, to like, I need to set myself up for success. And God has given us these amazing tools Why did God rest on the seventh day after creating all of the universe? And why did God supply food and water and just, basic things like this? And, in Matthew 11:28-30, I love this. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So to me, that just screams
Mm,
this is, you need to have, I'm light. I'm not burdening you.
mm,
You're not, I mean, life is hard, yes, but it's so comforting in these verses that we don't have to have burdens and turmoils and like life isn't predictable, but yet we can do little things to help us like
mm,
get good sleep,
mm,
because I know like if I'm sleep deprived or I'm going to bed late, it's like all of a sudden all these like angry thoughts start to pour in or
yeah,
thoughts of resentment or little annoyances that are now
yeah,
magnified because I'm just so tired.
yep,
Or you're hungry and so your blood sugar is low and
mm,
you're thirsty, your body's like 70% water.
mhm,
Excuse me. So it's like you need water to function and to have not be in a cloud. So I just think like all those things are like easy. If God doesn't say you need to climb to Mount Moreb and get, the best water, it's like it's very simple. So I think if we take care of these like basic needs, also like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's like just that's one of the biggest tiers is just basic needs, and then you can come to the Lord with clarity, because if you're hangry and you're tired and you're exhausted,
yep,
and you haven't taken care of yourself and you feel like just a wreck and you're angry at everyone, you're angry at your kids, you're angry at your coworkers, you're angry on the road, it's like you're trying to come to the Father and say, like, help me, and He's like, hey, no, you need a rest. Yeah. You need to have food in your
or you stayed up late last night watching reels on your phone. You should have done that.
You should have been spending time with me.
Yeah. No, that's so good. Um,
So for someone struggling like me, how would you, how would you say, and if it's not, I'm not like naturally disciplined, which I know a lot of us aren't naturally disciplined. You have
mm,
to kind of sometimes life circumstances make you disciplined. How would you say to build healthy, good routine in your life that you can stick with? Not just like, oh, I can't. I'm over waking up at 6, like,
mm. I mean, I feel like maybe just starting with those basic needs of like, okay, food, sleep, water. Um, yeah, starting out with those. And I think for me, it took a lot of trying different things of, oh, I'm going to try this tonight and see how it helps me prepare for the morning. Or I'm going to try this specific routine of like, okay, I know it's going to sound silly or funny, whatever, but like sometimes I have to tell myself, okay, I think you're listening to too many podcasts. Maybe you should start your morning with worship music or things like that just to help you, emotionally, mentally. Um, I've tried different things and, everybody's different, so it's like what I have done may not work for you because we're both completely different people in our circumstances and, just our season of life, may require different things. I think also that, like, um whatever season you're in maybe requires a little bit more. Hey, maybe in this season you need to really focus on drinking more water, or maybe don't scroll at night because your kids might wake you up in the middle of the night and it's gonna just I don't know. Just I think it all depends, but I've definitely for myself I've tried different things over the years of like, when you live on your own or with roommates and um yeah, you kind of figure it out. You're like, "Oh, this did not work at all, or I shouldn't have done that, or, um, I think the one for me that I've learned, is like, yeah, don't scroll through the reels on Instagram before bed, because it's addicting or it's funny, you know, and then you realize, oh my gosh, it's been 15 minutes. Like I need to get to bed, or like maybe I should have read a book, or I should have,
Yeah.
I don't know, something for read the Bible or a book.
Yeah, something. Settle your heart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So confession time. Last
reels me.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
So she's not perfect. Just kidding.
What?
But yeah, so last night I was, looking for a movie to watch, and on the Amazon, so I come across, and I love documentaries.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. So, but some of them you can get in trouble with. So, I came across the Lisa Frank documentary, and it's called Glitter and Greed, and it's like 4 episodes, and I watched 2 of them, and I was like, as in, of course, I didn't have restful sleep, because it was just, I watched it, and then I was like, I need to go to bed. And of course, like after midnight,
Oh, yeah.
and yeah, it's obviously I'm not gonna give it away, but basically the title talks about the greed, so it's just kind of this like eye-opening behind the scenes documentary of what this, and you do know what Lisa Frank is?
Nope.
80s, 90s, it was like the rainbow, yeah, leopard prints or the cute animals. They did like pencils and school supplies.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And all that stuff. So it's all like this fantastic, you know, unicorns and rainbows, but then there was like a much more like heinous side to it. Not heinous, but just like ugly,
Yeah.
ugly, greedy side
Yeah.
about it. So anyway, that's not edifying to watch before nighttime.
Yeah.
Just like other stuff that you have to watch out for, like murder mysteries or forensic files, even if it's real, just things that it's probably not best to watch after a certain time. And I did. But then, trying to fall asleep and you're just not at peace
Right.
because the content you were consuming isn't, what is it? Philippians, let me check. 4:18, is it? Whatsoever. You know that one?
About the um things to think about, true, whatever's true, whatever's no
Yeah.
power.
Philippians 4:8. Yeah. What is true, noble, just, pure, lovely, admirable, praiseworthy, anything excellent, think of these things, So, and I think that, I don't know if like you struggle with it or like if anyone else struggles with like nightmares or bad dreams at night, but I feel often there's a correlation. If I'm consuming um, content that has negative undertones,
Yeah.
I can't sleep peacefully.
Right.
But if I'm listening to a word, audio Bible at night, or listening to worship before bed, that really calms my spirit. And then if I have a song in my heart and I'm singing that to myself, or if I go down to sleep and I rest my head on my pillow and I'm praying, I'm just talking to God, it really is a game changer.
Yeah. No, that's so true. And just even thinking for myself, like, what are some things that maybe some bad routines that I'll like settle for, or like, it's been a long day. I just want to numb myself out, or just don't want to think about anything else. So, yeah, maybe like new reels, or like if I have time, put a movie in the background or something. But I definitely want to be better at that, because then um, I do want to be able to fall asleep quickly, even though it takes me forever. But have restful sleep where I'm not waking up in the middle of the night, or I don't know about you. Like sometimes, like I'll wake up in the middle of the night just overthinking because I'm stressed about something, and I'm like, "Just go to bed.
Yeah.
Why am And then I start doing all the things that I can think of to fall asleep, like counting sheep or counting backwards, and nothing works, and then I'll like, what is wrong with it? Because then I'm overthinking or I'm
You
stressed.
and you're stressed because you can't sleep, so you're trying to
Yep.
unstress yourself, but that's stressing.
Yep.
It's like
It's yeah, like the
we're
cycle, but
yeah.
um yeah, just the importance of good routines. And I think we just kind of figure it out as we grow up. And like I said, I think those things change. So it depends on your season um and your circumstances. But yeah, I think going back to basic needs or basic set up good routines um to help and support those um uh yeah, I lost my train of thought. But
Yeah.
I was actually thinking because you said this earlier, and I've heard this before, making your bed. If you make your bed in the morning, you're like one of the most successful people in the world. Have you heard that before?
I am. Yeah, that's good. No, I don't know about the most successful. I'm sure there's a few more people ahead of me. But no, I have heard like um and there's a book by I think John C. Maxwell called Make Your Bed. But basically it's setting yourself up for success
Yeah.
because it's the first task of the day and it's completed, and it's like also the last task. But I didn't realize how much of a difference it really makes.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid, I always made my bed. I was just programmed that way. I just enjoyed having a clean room and high school came and, you're tired, like going through puberty and your body is growing and you're changing and you're tired all the time, because you're like I definitely remember being more tired in
Mm.
high school. Also probably staying up late in early classes and track practice and just more responsibilities in high school.
Well,
So yeah, I really fell hard off the bandwagon with that. So I wasn't consistent. Um, and then same thing with college, again, poor habits,
mm,
not setting myself up for success, just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, just like, okay, I gotta go now, so not having that set up.
yeah.
But this year I was like, you know what, I need to bring some calm and into
Yep.
my life, and just if the whole house is a mess, at least the bedroom for serenity, and then that's the bed's made, and like every time I walk in, I just feel at peace,
Yeah.
and I really surprised what a small change
Yeah.
that made.
Mm, that's good.
Do you make your bed every day?
Well, I have like this thick winter blanket that I use, and it looks like a comforter. So I kind of just, yeah.
Do the ruffle effects?
So it's not like technically, I just moved, so I don't have a comforter right now. So I need to buy one.
But it's a thick, heavy blanket
Yeah.
that can cover most of
Yeah.
the bed?
Oh, yeah. The whole bed.
Oh, okay.
So I just like
Yeah.
kind of like just pull it over my pillows and call it a day. Um, but
You don't do pillows and
I
accents?
just moved. Listen, I need to go sit with you. Give me some grace. But I will. Eventually I will. So it looks nice.
Home good. Mobby, watch out. Lily's coming.
Go to IKEA later. Um,
Nice.
I was gonna
Get
say
those meatballs.
I was gonna say, something that I noticed. I think I noticed this maybe 5, 6 years ago. Um, that something that I started doing after work, um, that really helped me like calm down and just breathe a little bit. And I do this pretty much every day if I can. Um, is I wash the dishes after work. Like, something about washing dishes is really, like it's therapeutic for me, and, like, dishes that um like how I package my lunch, my containers, like or my French press, I take it home. I wash dishes to calm me down and to, like, find some peace before I start my other routines, or if I'm busy in the afternoon, before I head wherever I'm heading, I need to make sure like the kitchen is clean, dishes are, clean. Um, it's one of like those routines that I figured out. I'm like, this is actually really helpful for me to, because work is stressful, work is busy, and I'm just constantly, on the go. And I'm like, this is actually something that relaxes me. So if you need help washing your dishes, you can call me.
Right over. We have a sink full of dishes. Another bad routine.
But I've noticed that, and people that I've lived with could say like, "Oh yeah, when Lily's stressed, she'll start cleaning," or
Yeah. Oh, I think it helps to have. Yeah, I'm sure there's science behind this, but just something that you can like put all your mental energy in where your mind isn't drifting. And it's just like you got to focus on getting that stain out or getting, that dish clean or like putting it away in the right spot,
Yep.
or like you have a beginning and an end. Because sometimes in life, and maybe it's just a sense of needing control, but there's a lot in life where there's no end date in the sense of like, okay, when is this problem going to be over?
Yeah.
When is this stress going to be over? You don't know. It could be tomorrow, be weeks, it could be months, it could be years, but something satisfying about starting a project and finishing it through completion and something that you're good at. So like you're good at washing the dishes, something.
Why?
So it's not like you're trying to paint a mural where you're making mistakes and you forgot the primer. It's like, so it's that satisfaction of like completion and that reward system in your brain. Yeah, I do clean a lot. I do like cleaning. It feels good just to reset, but of course it's that never ending thing because it's like as much as you clean the next day, gonna need a fork or gonna need an knife. So it's kind of that never ending thing. But I do enjoy and I haven't done it in a long time. And I need to make margin for it. But just crafts, doing stuff with your hands,
You are good.
gardening. I like gardening. I do that a little more. But yeah, something so feels so productive and stress relieving where you can just put all your energy into doing a project and you're so focused on things. And for me, I would say my mind isn't drifting as much because I'm so focused on my task. So
Right. Yeah, that's interesting.
well, that was a very good episode, I think, on reflecting on, routines and just being transparent about good routines and bad routines. And
We're all learning.
we're all learning and we're all going through different seasons. But I can pray us out if you're okay with that. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for another episode on Pour Over Stories. I pray that you just receive the glory and honor from this and help us with our routines. Life can be complicated and life can be simple. I pray that you would help us to simplify our lives and make good routines and routines that are honoring to you and that take care of the temples that you've given us. Bless our listeners. Thank you, Lord, for Lily. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Till next time.
Bye bye.
See you later.